iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 3,000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, nitampeleka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa tuende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
Well, it's the 8th day of the first month of the year 2024. And from wherever you're watching us in Kenya and around the world, we want to thank you so much for joining us, and I'd like to warmly welcome you to this live broadcast, KBC Prime Edition, coming to you from Broadcasting House along Harry Thuku Road, that's in Nairobi. Good evening, my name is Mboya. We have prepared so much for you tonight, a lot of focus on the education space, but let's see what's coming up, and we start this broadcast with an executive summary of what we have for you tonight. Celebrations galore as results of the 2023 KCSE examination are released. Between the girl child and the boy child, we will tell you who carried the day in the 2023 race to the universities. Opening the Kettle lid, cybercrime experts preview CCTV footage at the Kettle House club following last Friday's raid gone wrong. Thank you once again for joining us. Anne Wangeshi is our sign language interpreter. Our socials, if you want to engage with us, is at KBC Channel 1. Let's begin with the story of the top performers. Thousands of students are tonight going to bed on celebratory mood. The results of the 2023 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education released on Monday. 1,216 candidates obtained an overall grade of A, compared to 2022, where only 1,146 attained the same score. As Sarafina Robi reports, the improvements have also been attributed to the new grading system that requires only 2 compulsory subjects. Here's that report.
The mood was jubilant, the air electric at the Kenya High in Nairobi. Led by their principal, Virginia Wahome, teachers with light feet moved to the tune of songs of praise as they celebrated excellent results.
A, we have 36 girls, A minus 118, B plus 106, B 65, B minus 42, C plus 9, C we have 5 girls, 1 girl got C minus, and 1 girl got a D+. So in total we had 383 girls who sat the exam, and they gave us a mean score of 9.948, which is a D+.
Michelle Bohr is one of the students at the Kenya High who is excited about her results.
I got an A minus 79. Wow.
Yay!
And to do engineering. Yeah.
It was the same script at Pangani Girls as they celebrated top performances.
But the results we have got shows that God will always defend the innocent.
We
with 81 points. I'm happy and I'm grateful to God.
I've gotten a grade that will take me to university, and my vote of thanks goes to my teachers.
This far, it is God. And I want to say glory unto him.
This comes shortly after the Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu announced the results, where 1,216 candidates obtained grade A, 7,254 scored A-, 18,078 scored B+, 36,728 scored B, 59,514 scored a B-, 78,343 scored a C+, 92,612 scored a C, 107,471 scored a C-, 125,006 scored a D+, 155,276 scored a D, 165,861 scored a D-, and 48,174 scored an E. The number of candidates who attained the minimum university entry qualification, grade C+ and above, was 201,133 in the year 2023 KCSE examination, compared to 173,345 in the year 2022. This has been attributed to the new grading system that reduced the number of compulsory subjects required to compute the mean grade to only mathematics and one of the best performed languages.
I think the new grading system is good because it is going to give the students an opportunity to do what they do best.
National schools produce the highest number of candidates with an overall mean grade of A, followed by extra county, private schools, county schools and sub-county schools. Candidates can access the individual 2023 KCSE results online through a link on the NEC website or directly through the URL https://nec.ac.ke. With the new grading system, the teachers and students are optimistic of a good transition to universities and other TVET institutions. Serafina Robi for Prime Edition from the Kenya High.
Let's stay with education. 2023 KCSE results are the first to be released under the new grading system that reduced the number of compulsory subjects required to compute the mean grade. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has directed the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service to align their clusters, points and entry requirements to new reforms to avoid disadvantaging the candidates. Further, the ministry has also set aside 12 billion shillings for the construction of classes at junior secondary schools, given the first cohort of CBC is set to transit to grade 7. Gishuki Washira is the one on that report.
Candidates who sat for the KCSE in 2023 have received their results under the new grading structure, whereby only 2 subjects were mandatory for computing the mini grade. Speaking in Eldoret while releasing the exams, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu directed the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service to align their cluster points and entry requirements to the new reforms and put in place measures to allow candidates to apply for admissions at technical and vocation training institutes ahead of the March intake.
Arising from the changes in the new grading system, therefore, I'm directing the Kenya Universities and the College Central Placement Service, COOPs, and the universities to align their cluster points and the entry requirements with the new reforms to avoid disadvantaging the candidates.
Given the schools are opening this week, Treasury on Wednesday released 31 billion shillings to support learners for the first term. The Education Cabinet Secretary says over 4 billion shillings have been disbursed to primary schools, 7 billion shillings to junior secondary schools, and 16 billion shillings to secondary schools. Another 12 billion shillings is set to be spent at junior secondary schools in the construction of classrooms to accommodate the pupils moving up from grade 6.
The release of 31.34 billion to primary, junior and secondary schools. And I'm sure that the money must by now be in the respective accounts of the schools, may it be primary, junior school or secondary schools.
The Education Ministry has also rationalized several learning areas in the curriculum with a view of eliminating content overload and overlap.
I wish to assure the country that the ministry, working with the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, has started a process of reviewing textbooks around the rationalized designs. In the meantime, I urge teachers to continue using the existing already approved textbooks since they have relevant content.
The Education CS directing the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development to upload the new curriculum design on the website by the end of the week. Vishu Kiwashira, Prime Edition.
Okay, now the female candidates, and perhaps this one sounds very nice on the ear, recorded much better mean scores than the male candidates in English, Kiswahili, CRE, Home Science, and Art and Design. Their male counterparts, on the other hand, recorded better mean scores in 10 subjects, among them mathematics, biology, and chemistry. 104,898 male candidates scored a mean grade of C+ and above, compared to 96,235 female students. Kasichana is the one on that story.
What a man can do, a woman can do better. The 2023 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education results are out, and the girls have all the reasons to celebrate.
Female candidates recorded better mean score performance than male candidates in 5 subjects. Male candidates recorded better mean score performance than female candidates in 10 subjects.
Female candidates outshine their male counterparts in languages as well as Christian religious education, home science, and art and design. They, however, were unable to beat the boys in sciences, as male candidates carried the day in mathematics, biology, and chemistry.
11 counties had a significant entry more merit than female candidates, while 9 other counties had a significant entry more female than male candidates.
Counties such as Garissa, Mandera, Wajir, Turkana, Samburu, and Narok recorded a high number of male candidates who registered and sat the examinations compared to girls. However, more female candidates registered and sat the examinations in Vihiga, Elgeyo Marakwet, Kirinyaga, Meru, Kiambu, and Nairobi. From the results, 104,899 male students scored a mean grade of C+ and above, compared to 96,235 female students. Kasichana Masha, Prime Edition.
Now, the government has defended the conduct and the integrity of the 2023 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education. Education Cabinet Secretary says that 4 candidates had their results cancelled over irregularities, and 4,109 others have had their results withheld. Here's that report.
The 2023 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examination results were released today, and they didn't fall short of examination malpractice. 4,113 candidates have been reported to have been involved in examination irregularities. The Kenya National Examination Council has cancelled the results of 4 cases of impersonation.
The results of the remaining 4,109 candidates who were suspected to have engaged in examination irregularities have also been withheld pending the completion of investigations in their cases within a period of 20 days from today.
120 contracted professionals are reported to have been involved in aiding examination malpractices, who, according to the Cabinet Secretary, firm legal action will be taken against.
It is unfortunate that a few contracted professionals are still insistent on ruining the future of our runners by subjecting them to examination malpractices. Firm disciplinary action will be taken against such teachers.
The Council is empowered in laws provided in the Kenya National Examination Council Handling Examination Irregularities Rule of 2015, Legal Notice number 132 of 2015, Rule 8, to withhold the results of any candidate or examination centre suspected to have been involved in an examination irregularity or malpractice pending the completion of investigations. An appeals tribunal has been set up to hear disputes arising from the results that were released on Monday. Yusuf reporting for Prime Edition.
From Yusuf Farah's report, let's now look at an overview of the KCSE 2023 results. And this is how they stand. The total number of candidates who had registered for the exams this year stands at that figure there, 903,260. The candidates who sat for the KCSE stands at 899,453. And when we move on, we're seeing the male candidates there who sat for the exams, 450,554. Remember, the male students doing very, very well in the STEM subjects. The female candidates, a total of 448,899. Those female candidates doing very, very well in English, Kiswahili, CRE, Home Science, as well as Art and Design. Students who attained A plane, mean grade, 1,216. Those who attained A minus, mean grade stands at that figure, 7,254. Let's now look at the students who managed to get a B plus as a mean grade. The figure stands at 18,078. Those who attained a B plane as a mean grade, their figure stands at 36,728. All right, the students who attained B minus as a mean grade, that's it, 59,514. And those who attained a C plus as a mean grade, and remember C plus is the standard that gets them into the university, stands at 78,343. C plane mean grade, those students who attained that, 92,612. And those who attained a C minus mean grade, you see the number spiking there to settle at 107,471. Students with a D plus, again, there's a spike here on the mean grade. It goes all the way to 125,006. Those who attained a D plane comes up again to 155,276. And those with a D minus, again, if you notice, there is that gradual climb, the graph going up to 165,861. How about those who got an E? That's the figure there, 48,174. Irregularities, and the CS spoke about it, 4,113. That's the number of the irregularities that have been captured and documented in the 2023 KCSE results. Well, that's how it looks like. But let's take you to Mombasa, where teachers in that county have loaded the new grading system used in the 2023 KCSE. And why are they saying that? Because it has lifted the performance of students. Our Coast Region reporter, Juni Karisa, caught up with some of the best performing students in the coastal city of Mombasa, and this is the report that she filed.
At the Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Secondary School, minutes after the announcement of the 2023 KCSE results, jubilation as they welcomed the results. Abdallah Isa Timami, one of 8 students who scored straight A's, will not hide his joy as the fraternity celebrated his success.
I didn't expect it so quickly, but yeah, alhamdulillah.
He's being humble,
I've been very good in my sciences and mathematics. Languages was a really tough challenge for me, but thank God.
Abdallah attributed his success to discipline, passion, and most importantly, extracurricular activities. His dream to follow his father's footsteps is not far-fetched.
Most likely law. I'd like to take the footsteps of my father.
The new grading system received accolades from the lot.
These results have also been propelled because of the new grading system whereby they only considered one language, That's very, we expect to do a 9.5 or above. Yeah, alhamdulillah, already the 8 A's are more than what we got last year. Last year we managed 7, so this means there are good things still trickling in.
At the Light Academy School, the mood was similar. Nuru Said Abubakar and Muhammad Ahmed were this year's top scorers.
Tarajia, manake pia KCPE niliweza kupita. Nilipata alama za 412.
Nilitarajia kupata hiyo grade, especially because kama primary pia nilitop, nilipata 408 marks from MSha.
There's the tale of defying odds. The two also want to follow in their father's footsteps.
I want to become an architect. My dad inspired me.
Nataka zaidi yangu mimi.
Naomba aongeze bidii kama alivyofanya hapa, aendelee na moyo huo.
I was inspired by my dad, who unfortunately couldn't be able to become a doctor, become an engineer, but through me, I'll be able to achieve his dream.
Hata kama mtoto wako hajakuwa top, hajapata A, hajapata B, lakini pia mcelebrate kwa sababu mtoto wa sasa akimanage kufika form 4 ujue amepitia changamoto nyingi sana.
The school now boasts of a brilliant main school.
We had 20 A minuses, 33 B plus, 10 B plain, and then 1 B minus. So I'm really grateful for our team.
Juni Karisambele from Mombasa County.
Very well. That report by Karisa brings us to our first break. But when we come back, we are going to go deeper into this live broadcast. Remember, President William Ruto is challenging the judiciary to be patriotic and support government initiatives. And also coming up, ODM calls on Kenya Kwanza administration to address key economic challenges. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Kwenye ulimwengu wa sasa, taaluma za mikono zina umaarufu mwingi. Jiunge na Sensei Institute of Technology tukupe ujuzi na uzoefu wa kushughulikia ulimwengu. Tunafunza taaluma kama plant operator, plant mechanics, kuendesha gari na trailer, kuweka CCTV na alarm, kuweka solar, kuweka stima, motorcycle, motor vehicle mechanics na electronics, teknolojia ujenzi wa mijengo, ujenzi wa barabara na mabwawa, hospitality na taaluma nyinginezo. Kujiunga nasi, beba kitambulisho chako na utembelee tawi letu lolote. Sensei College, my skills, my future.
Ukiwa dereva, usalama wa abiria uliowabeba uko mikononi mwako. Usiendeshe gari kama umechoka ama umelewa, na hakikisha unazingatia kasi iliyoidhinishwa. Usalama barabarani unaanza na wewe. Ujumbe huu unaletwa kwako na Kenya National Highways Authority. Quality Highways, better connections.
KBC Channel 1 magazine programs strive to disseminate news and information.
Welcome to Happening in the World of Entertainment
and achievements of individuals navigating through life.
Be part of the intelligent conversation. Upper KBC Channel 1.
Related to the interest of Kenyan public on various subjects of national importance.
Basi karibu tujifunze.
Keeping you up to date with the latest tech news,
challenges and remarkable stories of individuals with disabilities.
And you have a say.
Our magazine programs empower communities with words for conversations and a common language to approach the world.
For your infotainment needs, we have a great range of programs.
Well, you're watching Prime Edition, and welcome back to this live broadcast. A total of 201,133 Candidates accounting for 22.27% of those who sat KCSE scored a mean grade of C+ and above, which is the minimum university entry qualification of the just released 2023 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examination results. This is an improvement, by the way. If you look at 2022, we had 173,345 candidates attaining the same grade. While announcing the results at Moi Girls Eldoret, the Cabinet Secretary Education, Ezekiel Machogu, attributed that improvement to a change in policy. Dori Narange reports.
The 2023 KCSE examination results have seen an improvement in the number of candidates who qualify for the university direct entry, with the number of candidates attaining a mean grade of C+ and above increasing to 201,133 from 173,345 in 2022. According to the Kenya University and Colleges Central Placement Service, public universities in the country and its constituent universities have a capacity totaling to 194,000. CS Mashogu said those who will not get the chance to join the universities will be accommodated in technical and vocational training institutions. The candidates who are the second lot to be admitted to institutions of higher learning under the new funding model will be grouped into 4 categories of vulnerable, extremely needy, and less needy, where they'll be required to share the cost of tuition fees with the government. The reviewed formula, all students listed in the 4 bands will get a boom of between 40,000 shillings to 60,000 Kenyan shillings. At the same time, pay between 5% and 40% of the fees, depending on the student's needs. Further, Mashogu said that 1,216 students managed to score an A grade, with the majority emanating from national schools. However, 20 candidates from the said national schools scored a mean grade of D-, which automatically disqualifies them from the direct university entry.
About 20 of the candidates had a mean of a D- from national schools. So it is not always the case that anybody and everybody who goes to a national school will be able to make it to a university.
The CS did not fall short of expressing his disappointment that despite the ministry using a more flexible method of computing final results, a total of 48,174 candidates still scored a mean grade of E. Dorina Range for Prime Edition.
Okay, the shift from the short message service system to the portal system in accessing the 2023 KCSE delayed celebrations in various schools in Eldoret town, teachers raced against time to determine their institution's mean grades before celebrating. Here is the report.
B+, C.
Previously, individual candidates and schools used the short message service to access the KCSE results at a fee. Same case to KCPE.
232 C+.
However, the Ministry of Education this time round initiated a shift from the old system and introduced the use of the portal, which does not require a fee as long as the device used is connected to the internet.
The SMS was okay, unless with the challenges that were there. But now you see this one, you are adding another item. You are bringing in the issue of the name. Yeah.
The system, however, was not short of challenges, as entry of details into the portal caused delay in the access of the results. This postponing collective celebration of positive results by schools, as has been the case before.
Tunaendelea tu vizuri, ingawa ni the process itajukua long because lazima uandike index number, uandike jina la mwanafunzi, uandike una record, so that at the end of the day takuwa tumepata kila kitu.
For instance, at Moi Girls Eldoret in Uasin Gishu, the teachers were still holed up in the exercise almost 8 hours after the official release of the exams.
A-, B+.
The situation was, however, different in Uasin Gishu High School, where more hands on deck enabled the school to tabulate the mean before the portal slowed down.
It takes quite a while because the students will get their own results. As what we are doing now, we are trying to download the results for all the students. Like what we have in this one now is for all the students. Then we are going down to do the subjects. Yeah.
In both schools, the teachers said celebrations would be witnessed on Tuesday after getting the main scores.
Tuko na matumaini kwamba A's ama A zitakuwa nyingi, zitakuwa kama 30 hivi.
For the Prime Edition, I am Wycliffe Okech.
Across the counties, students are celebrating the results of the 2023 KCSE with their parents and teachers. In Baringo County, tears of joy were flowing freely at Keturo village as they celebrated the top student in the county. The 18-year-old Purity Cherogoni studied at Alliance Girls and aspires to be an aeronautical engineer. Here's a look at how the results were received across the country.
Now along the way alikuwa na perform vizuri, hajaipata hiyo A stand, so tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu.
Alhamdulillah, I managed to score a mean grade of an A-, though I expected to get more than this, which is an A+, but it has just happened, and I'm grateful to the Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
We are proud to say that we have 46 students who have qualified to join the university.
Early today, the president, received a briefing from Education Cabinet Secretary and his team at the State Lodge in Eldoret before the release of the KCSE results. The Education Cabinet Secretary was accompanied by the Principal Secretary for Basic Education, Belio Kipsang, Teacher Service Commission Chief Executive Officer Nancy Macharia, and other education officials. At least 903,260 candidates sat for the KCSE examination. As we mentioned earlier, the exams, of course, began on the 23rd of the year of the Lord 2023. President William Ruto has challenged the judiciary to be patriotic and support government initiatives geared at improving the lives of Kenyans. The president called for collaboration between the three arms of government in driving development. He said that any move to stop the affordable housing program would be denying the youth job opportunities. He made those remarks in Tarbo, Uasin Gishu County, while laying the foundation stone for a new block at Kamugut Primary School, where he undertook, by the way, his early studies, as Giverson Maina reports now.
President William Ruto on Monday sustained the defense of the affordable housing program and the new healthcare system against petitions presented to the court to stop them over their legality.
I will do whatever is possible to make sure that we achieve the delayed transformation of Kenya. It is a moment in history that we must make that decision, break away from our past and move into the future.
The president, while laying a foundation stone at Kamagut Primary School in Tarbo, Singishu County, said it would be an act of sabotage to stop the affordable housing agenda that is aimed at creating jobs for the youth.
In the last 1 year, tumeajiri watu 1,120 kwa housing program. Alafu kuna mtu anasema tusimamishe hawa watu 1,120 wafanye kazi wapi?
At the same time, he defended the planned reorganization of the healthcare system that will see a transition of a national health insurance fund to a social health insurance fund, saying it is a right of every Kenyan to access affordable healthcare.
We now have an opportunity as a country to change. There was a time when there was no government policy. We now have a government policy. There was a time when there was no leader to make the hard decisions. I am here to make the hard decisions so that Kenya can change. Let us give ourselves a chance to take Kenya forward.
While asking the judiciary to be patriotic, the head of state called for collaboration between the three arms of government for efficient service delivery to Kenyans.
Nataka niwaulize mahakama zetu pia, they should be patriotic. They should think about the welfare of the millions of Kenyans, those who do not have jobs, those who are selling their property so that they can pay hospital bills.
President Ruto also emphasized the need to reduce food imports by focusing more on local production. The president is expected to launch the construction of about 10,000 affordable housing units in Eldoret on Tuesday. Giverson Minor, Prime Edition.
Moving to the corridors of justice now, 3 suspects connected to the murder of Meru blogger Daniel Muthiani, alias Sniper, will be detained for 21 days. Kibera Senior Residence Magistrate William Lopokoyot granted orders filed by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. This as a Kiambu Law Court says that it will give directions Friday on the consolidation of the 6 other suspects who are accomplices in the blogger's murder. Details in the Scales of Justice segment.
The trio Boniface Gidinji alias DJ Kaboom, Brian Mwenda alias Brayo, and Grace Gadhambi Gidinji were on Monday arraigned at the Kibera Law Courts under tight security. The magistrate okayed the detention of the suspects for 21 days. Kiambu Senior Principal Magistrate Merisia Apondo will on Friday direct on whether the first suspect's case, who had been arraigned in the Maua Law Court, will be merged with the 5 at Kiambu.
I wouldn't mind if the court will to allow us to put in an affidavit by tomorrow, very early in the morning, then we can come back the day after tomorrow. Then we'll have the full day to prepare, so that you don't give these people their liberties just early. They are entitled to some direction from the court.
The 9 accused persons allegedly lured the blogger to his death.
The counsels for the respondent are granted leave to file and serve their formal response by close of business tomorrow, the 9th of January 2024. The state will have a day to make their formal response or reply. The application will be heard on 12th of January, as this is a public interest case.
Meanwhile, the DCI has been granted 21 days to complete investigations on a suspect John Matara, who allegedly killed Scarlett Wahoo in Nairobi's South B estate. The suspect, who was arraigned at the Makadara Law Courts on Friday, will remain in police custody until 26th of January the year 2024, when he will be availed in court for plea taking. The DCI is urging members of the public who might have been his victims to report to the nearest police stations. Elsewhere, a medical student accused of attacking health workers in Port Victoria Hospital has been arraigned in the Port Victoria Law Court. Chief Magistrate Ann Karimi ordered the suspect to be held at the Corinda prison until the 17th of January after the prosecution requested 7 more days to complete investigations. Michael Moniga for Prime Edition.
Cheza Loto Moto.
School fees mtoto imelipwa, lakini bado tunataka kuendelea throughout.
Loto Moto imekuja kwa maisha yetu when I needed it the most. That is all I can say for now. I'm so grateful. May God bless you.
Cheza Loto Moto. Shinda pesa moto moto.
But the truth will come out one day. And for sure, I'll find out who that woman came between us is.
If Alonso finds out, we'll get into trouble.
Well, you're the one who caused these problems. You filled Rodrigo's head with the idea that Lucia was the best for him.
Rodrigo Zuniga, you're a spineless ninny.
Well, I guess she told you everything that happened at the day of her supposed wedding.
Yes, but she told me that she's gotten over it. Do you believe that? We all know what he did, but you went too far.
Of course not.
Too far,
I don't care. He deserves that. He should be the one suffering.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is one thing we can always count on: the power of compassion and generosity. Every day, families in Kenya face unimaginable challenges and hardships. They struggle to put food on the table, provide shelter for their loved ones, and access basic health care. But today, you have the power to make a difference. By just contributing 1 shilling and 50 cents from your airtime, your generosity can provide access to sanitary pads, nutritious food, clean water, education, and life-saving medical care to those who need it most. To support this cause, please tune in to your favorite radio station under the KBC umbrella for step-by-step instructions on how to subscribe. KBC Helping Hands. Together, we can make a difference and bring hope to those in need.
Welcome back. Now, investigations on the Friday night raid at Kettle House Bar and Grill in Muthangari, where 4 journalists, including one from KBC, 3 police officers, and 1 Nakada official were injured, are almost complete. Remember, Monday, the cybercrime unit was at the scene of crime to preview the CCTV footage, and they recorded statements as well from victims. Here is that report.
Kileleshwa Police Station in Nairobi. Victims of the Friday night raid against the sale and the smoking of shisha, the Kettle House Bar and Grill in Muthangari, were here for a briefing by the Kileleshwa OCS on what is needed to prove their case in their quest for justice. The victims are required to have obtained the Kenya Police Medical Examination Form P3 with the report of the attack captured in the occurrence book OB. Later, the team from the cybercrime unit led the victims at the crime scene at the Kettle House Bar and Grill in Muthangari. They previewed CCTV footage and took statements from the victims. Those who were questioned include Kenya Broadcasting Corporation camera person Jen Kibra, who received soft tissue wounds after being stabbed in the back. Others were Nation Media Group photographer Boniface Bogita, who lost his phone during an assault. Standard Media Group photographer Boniface Okendo and Citizen TV camera person Lawrence Tukolo, who were injured and their cameras damaged, were also here to prove their case. Police officers Joseph Ruto, Joel Nyaga and Boniface Mutisia also gave their side of the story. Nakada driver David Ousa, who was also among the victims, also showed up at the scene of the crime. 21 suspects arrested in connection with the attack were released on Saturday on a cash bail of 5,000 shillings each. Timothy Kipnusu for Prime Edition.
That's how it went down. Now, youth organizations in Mombasa County are calling on both the national as well as the county governments to set aside funds to facilitate the execution of programs geared towards educating and empowering the youth. Elsewhere in Lamu County, the Bajuni Community Council of Elders has provided funding to help 6 students who scored over 400 marks in the last year's KCPE national examinations. These and more in our county news roundup.
Speaking during the second Mega Islamic Festival organized by the Youth Organization in Mombasa, the youths noted that the programs geared towards educating and empowering the youth in the society will address the prevailing vices that have continued to affect the community.
Kila mtu akona ideas tofauti kulingana na mambo yanayoendelea katika jamii. Sasa tukaonelea sisi kama vijana tukaja pamoja, tukaona kwamba tukifanya kitu kama hii, mkusanyiko kama hii, tukileta baadhi ya mashehe waje wakae waelezee zile changamoto watu wanapata katika jamii, basi huenda sisi tukaondoa moja au mawili katika yale yanayotukumba katika jamii.
Elsewhere in Lamu County, the Bajuni Community Council of Elders in Lamu County has provided funding to help 6 students who scored more than 400 marks during last year's KCPE national examination.
Kitu ya kwanza kufanya kuempower the community ni kuhakikisha kwamba wamepata elimu ambayo ni bora, quality education, na kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba kuna ile uwiano, wale ambao hawajiwezi kupata elimu wamesaidiwa.
The funding aims to help students from various schools in the county in preparation for joining high schools. And in Kakamega County, nurses in Mukumu Mission Hospital have downed their tools. The nurses lamented over delays in salaries and poor working conditions. Mukumu Hospital has so far been closed down to find a solution to the employees' strike.
We have been patient enough for the last 5 months, working without any salaries in our banks. We are in an hyper-financial situation as we speak now.
We lack essential service. We lack essential supplies and infrastructures. Sometimes patients come to us and we are not able to provide them with the necessary services because we lack drugs.
Finally, in Makueni County, a patient died due to an alleged lack of medication in a hospital in the region.
Kama bangu angeshughulikiwa venye tuliingia, I could at least save him for where I can.
What we have observed, this is not the first case we are hearing. There are so many cases. Either the doctors don't want to work or there are no equipment.
The family of the deceased claims that despite the hospital having a CT scan machine, they were ordered to find 17,000 shillings for the patient to have the scan at a private clinic, an amount they could not raise.
Mimi nataka kuuliza department ya health katika hospitali ya Makueni waangalie shida iko wapi, kwa sababu mpaka sasa bado watu wanalalamika kuhusu hali ya matibabu katika hospitali ya Makueni.
Jacqueline Masharia for Prime Edition.
He had a long and illustrious career in the now defunct provincial administration, having joined the same in 1960, way back. He was later to join parliament, eventually landing cabinet appointments both in President Daniel Moi's administration and later on in President Mwai Kibaki's government. This week on the cabinet, we focus on Mohammed Yusuf Haji.
Born in Garissa in 1940, Mohammed Yusuf Haji was best known for his stellar performance as an administrator, having served in various parts of the country under Presidents Jomo Kenyatta, Daniel Arap Moi, Mwai Kibaki, and Uhuru Kenyatta. Unlike other administrators with university qualifications, Haji had only a secondary school certificate before he joined the government and sat for the 1970 Administrative Officers course at the Kenya Institute of Administration. Then stationed in Maseno, Kisumu district, he was forced to revisit 5 of the 6 courses, after which he was appointed a district officer. Later on, he did a short course at the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. In 1981, he was promoted to become the Siaya District Commissioner. In 1982, he was promoted to Senior District Commissioner in the Office of the President and shortly thereafter appointed Provincial Commissioner for West Province as President Moi reorganized the provincial administration and security department following the 1982 attempted coup. Haji also served as the Rift Valley Provincial Commissioner. He was the first PC from the Kenyan Somali community. In 1997, Haji retired from the civil service and became Moi's campaign coordinator in Northeastern Province. After Moi's victory against Kibaki in the 1997 general election, he was nominated to Parliament by KANU and appointed Assistant Minister in the Office of the President, working under the Minister of State in the Office of the President, William Ole Ntimama. In March 2002, as Moi prepared an exit from power, Haji was made the KANU National Treasurer, cementing his place among the Moi loyalists. And when his boss, William Ole Ntimama, resigned from the cabinet, President Moi appointed Haji, then Ntimama's assistant minister, to take over. Even in the 2002 general election, when the opposition dislodged KANU from power, Haji comfortably made it back to parliament. He won the Ijara parliamentary seat again in the 2007 general election on a Kenya African National Union Party ticket. At the time, KANU was one of the parties supporting President Kibaki's re-election bid on a Party of National Unity ticket. In the coalition government that followed, Haji was appointed Minister for Defense. In 2013 and 2017, Haji successfully contested the Garissa senatorial seat on a Jubilee ticket. Mohammed Yusuf Haji died while serving as a senator on February 15, 2021, aged 80.
Welcome to the business segment. I'm holding down the fort for the business news anchor. Now, investors are seeking to partner with the government in tapping the 300 trillion shillings African American tourism market by enticing the African American population back to their ancestry to invest in various sectors in the country. Traverse Culture has launched an initiative dubbed Call to Action that plans to reconnect African Americans with their African cultural heritage through cultural immersions and adoption.
According to the United States official statistics, the black community in the U.S. has a population of more than 40 million people, representing about 13% of the total U.S. population of 333 million people. Now, Kenya has begun tailoring specific initiatives that will tap the community in growing the economy.
We project it to be a $30 million project, as well as give opportunities for local Kenyans to be employed, also live side by side so that we can connect with the information that we're bringing to the table. But what it does for us is create ownership.
The opportunities for manufacturing will bring a lot of jobs, and it will make a lot of business sense for me to move my company here as an extension.
And that translates into business as well, right? Because that gives us the trust that we could do business securely here, and that will bring more Americans here.
The initiative targets to bring 3,000 to 5,000 visitors in 2024 to tour Kenya, invest and settle in the country. All this to offer a modern African living experience for the African American returnees and Kenyans, with investors having access to various amenities like schools, hospitals and shopping malls.
What we're looking to do is build the first ever estate here in Kenya where African Americans or Africans of the diaspora and our Kenyan counterparts live side by side in one community, the first ever in East and Central Africa.
Players say such trips and initiatives act as an eye-opener for many visitors who plan to invest in various sectors of the Kenyan economy, like real estate and the hospitality industries. However, actors are calling for more incentives in attracting such demographics.
Moving forward, hoping to be able to establish a homeland here with the help of Traverse Culture and what they are bringing forth.
The one thing that I would ask, if possible, is to do something about the import-export taxes, because getting materials out of Kenya and selling it in other markets will be difficult, but there is enough market here to make business sense for me to bring my practice here and sell locally also.
Currently, the Kenyan government, through the North American Trade and Tourism Plan, is targeting to increase the number of Americans visiting Kenya to more than 1 million by the year 2027.
Central Bank of Nigeria has paid nearly $2 billion in outstanding foreign exchange forwards in the last 3 months in a bid to clear a backlog of dollars. Acting spokesperson for the Apex Bank said that CBN also recently paid $61.64 million to foreign airlines who sold tickets in local Naira currency but have not been able to get their money out of the country.
May has nearly 7 billion in forex funds that have matured, a major concern for investors, but the bank has promised to pay up to boost confidence in the foreign exchange market. Nigeria's foreign currency shortages have been worsened by declining oil production, which is the country's largest export, accounting for more than 90% of the dollar inflows. President Bola Tinubu has promised to boost foreign currency inflows into Nigeria by attracting new investment, ramping up oil production, and reforming the foreign exchange market. Meanwhile, Egypt's trade balance deficit decreased by 16.6% to record at $3.15 billion in October 2023 compared to $3.78 billion in October 2022, according to a report released by the Central Agency for Public Mobilization and Statistical, to $3.23 billion, down from $4 billion in October 2022. This decline in export was primarily driven by decreases in the value of several commodities. Specifically, petroleum products experienced a drop of 43.6%, primarily forms of plastic decreased by 21.4%. Fresh fruit experienced a minor decline of 0.1% early on Monday, as risk appetite was subdued ahead of a key U.S. inflation report later in the week. The rand traded at 18.7 against the dollar, about 0.1% weaker than its previous close. Haji data released on Monday showed that South Africa's net foreign reserves rose to $56.9 billion at the end of December from $56.3 billion in November, while gross reserves increased to $62.5 billion in December from $61.72 billion the previous month. Edna Murungi for Prime Edition.
你知道汪淼？
知道，一个纳米科学家。
你觉得有可能吗
Are the measurements correct?
Yeah. No accuracy. Misfit of data.
Please fax me the results.
到这里来，我将帮助你们获得这个世界。我的文明已无力解决自己的问题，需要你们的力量。
We've gone ahead tukamaliza pia school fees ya your other kid.
Thank you God. Asante sana Loto Moto.
Cheza Loto Moto. Shinda pesa moto moto.
Get ready for the captivating return of the FKF Premier League, exclusively on KBC. Brace yourself for the thrill of football as 18 teams battle it out for glory. Every week, KBC brings you not one, but two heart-pounding matches, delivering the best football action right to your living room. The stakes are higher than ever. The league champion takes home a handsome prize of 5 million shillings and also earns the honor of representing Kenya in the prestigious CAF Champions League. Feel the adrenaline, experience the suspense, and join the roar of the crowd as we celebrate the return of Kenya's football legacy. The FKF Premier League, live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1 and KBC radio stations. Save the date, mark your calendars, and get ready for the ultimate football spectacle. Coming to you live only on KBC. KBC, your true sports partner.
A very good evening to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Prime Edition Sport. Now, Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba has reaffirmed the government's full support to the Kenyan teams with 200 days to go to the Paris 2024 Olympics. The Cabinet Secretary said the Paris Olympics are a top priority for the ministry this year. Namwamba singled out the national women's volleyball team Malkia Strikers and the national sevens team Shujaa for booking a ticket to the Olympics. Namwamba was speaking when he received the status report from the National Olympic Committee of Kenya.
We have committed as a ministry and as government to offer full support. And indeed, we have offered full support. We have retreated with the National Olympics Committee and planned and drawn the roadmap to Paris 2024.
Corporate world to join us in going forward in preparation of these games, to come in terms of support, in terms of sponsorships. That's what we want to see and work together to celebrate these games.
And for us as a ministry, as we are all aware, we must ensure that we work together with NOC to ensure that the road to the Olympics is well and prepared.
Now, the National Rugby Sevens team Shujaa and their female counterparts Kenya Lioness left the country today ahead of this weekend's Challenger Series in Dubai. A win in Dubai will help Shujaa return to the World Rugby Sevens Series after being relegated last year in May. Shujaa will kick off their Challenger Series campaign against Mexico on Friday before facing Uganda in their second Pool C fixture. And Kenya will wrap up their group campaign against Germany on Saturday. Meanwhile, Kenya Lioness will also be competing in the Challenger Series with an opportunity to take part in the World Rugby Sevens Series for the first time.
Today we hand you the national flag as you head to the first of the Challenger Series, whose ultimate destination should be to see Kenya back in the HSBC series.
Now, the Kenya Forest Service's middle blocker, Louis Ogutu, has made a comeback to the national men's volleyball team, Wafalme Stars. And they started their training this morning ahead of the Africa Games qualifiers set to serve off in Egypt on the 21st of January. Coach Gideon Terus has named a 22-man squad that will be in training for the next 2 weeks ahead of the competition. The 26-year-old Ogutu will vie for a place in the team alongside KPA's Brian Kamonde, GSU's Shadrach Pisiko, Eugene Okello of Trailblazers, Equity's Wilson Cheriot, and Tunisia-based Simon Kosirai Kipkorir are among others in contention. Kenyan international Abid Chirchir, Peter Kamara, and skipper Enoch Mogeni also made the list as right attackers, with Alphas Makuto and Joshua Kimaru completing the list. Now, Mohit Medirata of Sigona Golf Club is the overnight leader as we head into the third round of the Sigona round of the Safari Tour 2024. The top 8 of the series will get an opportunity to participate in the upcoming Magical Kenya Open to be held in February at the Muthaiga Golf Club.
Mohit Medirata played an impressive 5 under par, accumulating his total gross score to 137. This places him ahead of Greg Snow of Muthaiga Golf Club, who finished the round with a gross score of 138. Samuel Njoroge, the overnight leader, now holds the third position with a gross score of 140.
Just held a few more today, hit it a bit closer on a couple of them, and just took my chances where I could. Left a few out there, there's no doubt about that, but happy with the position that I'm in.
The competition has intensified as only 21 players qualified to move on to the third round scheduled for Tuesday. The players will continue to battle it out for the coveted prize kitty, with the ultimate winner set to take home 150,000 Kenyan shillings. The total prize kitty for the Safari Tour's third leg is 1 million shillings, sponsored by Absa Bank. No amateur qualified for the third round. The top 8 of the series will get an opportunity to participate in the upcoming Magical Kenya Open to be held in February at Muthaiga Golf Club.
And that's the sport that we had for you tonight. Just a quick update. The Super Eagles of Nigeria lost 2-0 to Guinea in the build-up to the AFCON. So that's the story we'll be looking at. Have a good evening. My name is Daniel Wahome. Back to you, Tom Mboya.
And my name is Tom Mboya. I want to thank you for watching Prime Edition. And we have to bring it to an end at this point. So on behalf of the team, as usual, in the back end, they're going to be back here again tomorrow. I want to thank you for watching. From all of us, good night and God bless you. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then.
School fees ya msichana imemalizwa.
Loto moto. May the Almighty God bless you. Keep on doing the right thing.
Cheza Loto Moto. Shinda pesa moto moto.
Tere, mambo ni mawili, kufikisha, kumwaga na kurudi. Kulala ni mwaka mpya.
Bua muka we mse. Nini mbaya? Wewe kwani wani vile dereva anaendesha gari vibaya, lazima tususe. Anaendesha gari na kwa simu the whole time, hata angalia barabara. Tusimame. Ewe dereva wewe, mwaka iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 3,000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, nitampeleka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa tuende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
It's a cocktail of emotions. The puns that cracks up the family. Greed that yields power and a hunger for success. Friends turn to foes. Survival for the fittest is the drive.
Who are we blackmailing?
But nothing beats the feud in a family where one disappears and another fights for the crown.
It was not supposed to go this far.
It's the desire to succeed that keeps us going, the deception that keeps us digging, and the laughter pill that keeps us living.
Wagwan, welcome to the biggest, the baddest entertainment show in the 254. Nairobi's watching right now. This is Grapevine, baby. Pa, 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 pa. Yo, man, if you can remember last time, yani last week, we had, recap of events that happened in 2023. And we are not done yet, man, because tonight we got you some of the album launches that happened last year. When you talk about album launches, talk about BN, talk about Yaba, talk about Mviri, talk about At The Band. Eish!
What you gotta do?
Parabila pesa kidonda. Hey, cheki demo kona kutoka eh. We are kicking off the show on a high, manze, and with the baddest, one of the biggest album that we had in 2023, and a 16-track album dropped by one and only BN, dubbed a loser. Why are you topless? Let's check it out.